Of late, especially this year, we've seen a lot of Chinese battery electric vehicle brands enter our market, but this particular one, people have been waiting for some time. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this, the Zeekr X SUV. And what do you think of this car? Let's find out. Now, if you're thinking about buying a car like this Zeekr X all-wheel drive flagship and trading in your car, try selling it with quotes instead. If you're thinking about trading in your car, try selling it with quotes instead. Quotes helps you sell your car quickly and easily. With the new Quotes doorstep, get a professional inspection by our certified mechanics at your convenience anywhere on the island. Quotes will then auction out your car online to its wide network of dealers to bid on your car. Once bidding is complete, Quotes will update you with their best offer price at no obligation. It's that easy. To find out more, visit quotes.com.sg. That's quotz.com.sg. Now let's find out more about this car. Now, starting off by the front, you're going to notice many sharp angles, just like your daytime running lights right here, giving the Zeekr X an extremely distinct signature out on the roads. You're going to find all these angles out across the car, a recurrent theme, especially like right here on the logo. You can also spot the way these lines fit in. The rest of the car, lots of sharp angles, very nice, very modern, very futuristic. Down here, this is of course a battery electric vehicle, daytime running lights here, headlamp cluster hidden inside here, so very seamless shape. And then you're gonna get black on this lip kit for this dual motor all-wheel drive flagship model. You're also gonna get a single motor rear-wheel drive for the Zeekr X. Now let's move on to the side. Now moving down the side, you're going to find 19-inch rims in this flagship model. Inside the rear-wheel drive model, you can get slightly smaller 18-inch rims. Moving down here, you get very nice frameless mirrors that we first see on the Polestar 2. Of course, this car being part of the Geely group is going to share a lot of car parts with the rest of the brand. Down here, you're going to get, for the first time, folding inward door handles with a touch capacitive button on the inside. So there's no actual button, it's just a touch sensor on the inside, and then the car door opens. Moving down here, this is classified as an SUV, but to me in physical form, this is just probably a hatchback. Now onto the rear. Now moving back to the rear of this hatchback, for me, X here, right here, is just the model name. If you're going to get a flagship all-wheel drive, you're going to get it in blacked out because black means sporty, right? For the rear-wheel drive single motor, it will be chrome. Right here is your Zeekr naming in a frosted glass, very nice here. And then in the rest of your angular lights for your tail lights, right here, and a high mount brake light as well. Open up the power tailgate to 362 liters worth of boot space, which isn't actually a lot, especially if you call this an SUV. Now you get a tonneau cover that can hide away cleverly, but will it pass the anti-trolley length test? Actually, not by a long shot, unfortunately. Not anywhere near. But fortunately, it can still swallow both of them up if you're smart about it. And then if you are extra smart about it, you can notice that they have hidden many features inside their boot, like hooks right here, a 2-level boot floor, as well as this tonneau cover. Typically, when you want to hide a tonneau cover, you have to hide it underneath the boot or somewhere else in the car. But this, you can simply pull this up, hold it like this, and attach it to the back of the car, which is a really nice and neat feature. Now, what about the back? Now, over in the rear of the Zeekr X, I'm 1.75 meters tall, and this is my head space, and this is my leg space for my comfortable driving position. So it is rather sizable, if not for a little bit of height. Gonna get a panoramic moonroof that doesn't open, but it's been coated to block out 90+% of UV, so it does feel very comfortable, very cozy. You get a hook right here in chrome, and I like the treatment of the interior of this car. It's a nice gray and darkness along with these chrome strips. They give it a very nice classy touch along with these 13 speaker Yamaha sound setup inside here, and I have to say this is one of the crispest sounds that I've ever heard from a car's sound system. Your aircon vents for the rear are going to be right here along the sides, and then you get nice like a city skyline etching on the side of this leatherette door. How do you open up the windows? Well, you typically have your regular window switch, right? But it kind of works like how your Mac has your reverse scrolling setting. So if you want your windows to go down, you have to push them up. And if you want your windows to go up, you have to push them down. Which takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's something that I've found in quite a lot of Chinese cars, especially the ones that we haven't seen in Singapore thus far. Up here, you're going to get a little hook as well as your dome lights right here. Down here, there's no charging, unfortunately. This is actually the refrigerator unit that can go down to -15 degrees so you can even store ice cream treats inside here. If there's nobody in the middle, you can pull down this armrest for a nice lounge-like feel while you cruise along. But if there are 5 of you and you want to move over to the middle, it's going to be relatively easy because of its flat boot floor, but there is a little bit of a space constraint right here. The design of this space is very modern and it feels really good to sit in. This darkness along with this chrome trim, and then your magazine holders even here are hidden away like this, so it looks like a piece of the seat. Very, very nice. Now let's check out the front. Over by the front, it is a very simple setup. You get your drive selector right here, and then your signal and your wiper stalk right here. Over here, it will be your media controls as well as your active cruise control settings. And one other nice touch is through this, you can actually control your aircon, which is a nice touch because nowadays a lot of cars have done away with the aircon controls, physical aircon controls here. You have to go through the tablet right here, which is touchscreen. You can use one side of your steering wheel's controls to control your aircon, so it gives you a little tactile control while the rest of it is locked away here. Well, speaking of this screen right here, this is one of the highest refreshing rate screens I've ever seen. So you can just a swirl of the car. It's a very highly detailed model of the Zeekr X right here. Stepping on the brakes light up as well, and then you can see certain things like turning on the hazard light. You'll also see the hazard lights flashing inside the little car model, which is a very nice touch. Plenty of controls inside here, like things like your drive mode, ventilated seats, aircon controls, how stiff you want the steering wheel to be, stopping mode, whether it's creep or standstill. Many things are locked inside here, along with hi Zeekr. Hey. Open up the windows. So there is a little bit of AI assistance, and it even detects which side of the car it's coming from. So if it's coming from the passenger side and you say open up the windows, it'll only open up the passenger side of the car. Now the rest of it is a very nice, dark, very cozy feel to the rest of the car. You get this nice textured material, very nice heads-up display right here that shows you your speed, your road traffic sign recognition, as well as directions if you have loaded them up on Waze through the wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay system. Moving down here, you get 2 fast charging USB slots with 1 hide-away hook, and then a little thing holder right here that you can use to hold your glasses right now, and a configurable little space right here with a cup holder. If you need more space, it is configurable as well. And then down here on your elbow rest, you get something of a 50-watt wireless fast charger with active cooling, so it can power your phone while you're doing wireless connection. And if you find that you need more space to access the cubby space down below, you can simply lift this charger up to access this. And over here, of course, is the fridge that we talked about earlier that can go down to 15 degrees negative, or if you want to keep your food warm, you can use that as a heater as well. Moving down to the passenger side, you're going to get front ventilated seats and electric seats as well, but there is no glove box right here, so storage space will have to be suited to right here. Some other features that I find really, really nice inside this Zeekr X is this ambient LED system that's like the daytime running lights, because it's very simple to do a single strip LED that nowadays pretty much almost any car maker has, but this is a very nice character of the car that reminds you of how it looks on the outside. Some other things that are also inside here are your theater mode and your pet mode. So if you want to set your car to relax and you want to have a rest, because it's an electric car, you can run it without the engine on, you can just go over to your rest mode and it can recline your seat for up to an hour or more. If you want to, let's say 66 minutes, and you can start a brake. And you press start brake, and then it will just let you relax while it plays some relaxing music and run the aircon. Much needed rest from the workday. Now, does this car drive as well as it looks? Only one way to find out. The Zeekr X all-wheel drive is priced at $235,000. The dual electric motors produce 422 brake horsepower and 543 Newton meters of torque. The single-speed transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km per hour in 3.8 seconds. The 66 kWh battery has a drive range of 420 km. For more details on the Zeekr X or any other car, head on to Sgcarmart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car. So driving the Zeekr X, what does it feel like? Well, it feels different. It's new, it's cozy, it's comforting, and it's sophisticated, and it's quick. It's not blazingly quick, but it's really quick enough. This, the flagship all-wheel drive model, dual motors, so it has plenty of drive. But yet at the same time, it's not the kind of car that eggs you to go on. It makes you feel comfortable, it makes you feel sophisticated, it makes you feel refined. And with a dealer, like a name like Premium Automobiles, I feel like this is a perfect match. Zeekr coming into the Singapore market, this was their first model, aiming to be sophisticated. I think they hit the nail on the head. Everything inside here feels so premium and feels so luxurious. Even the way they're positioned in the market is rather, they're not the cheapest, they're not the most affordable, not the most value for money, but it feels good to drive in. It's the kind of car you want to be in, and it feels good. Not just that, but it drives well. Throw this into bends with a little bit more of verve, you'll notice that this car handles it well. After all, it is pretty low to the ground. It is a hatchback, and it's not just that, it's still kitted out full of safety features, a very pleasing, bright, sharp, responsive heads-up display. It's not the fastest refreshing, that's one of the things that I don't really like about it, but it's really bright, really sharp. It shows you your navigation if you have your Waze set up to tell you where to go, where to turn, and shows you it has road recognition system, so it reads the road signs for you. And just the way this cabin is set up, so even with the frameless windows that we first saw on the Polestar 2, your rear view diving mirror, your very wide panoramic moonroof with the UV filter, so it feels, everything feels just at home. And this is one of the best sound systems that I've ever experienced. This Yamaha 13 speaker setup, this needs to be tried. In terms of road noise, you barely hear anything coming from the road, but just a little bit of noise coming in from machines on the side. And the way the suspension is set up, it's not super harsh, even though it's an all-wheel drive. And this is the all-wheel drive, but it doesn't feel like it is super sporty. So it's the kind of power where they're giving you plenty of power to feel like it's way more than enough, more than you'll ever need, but not the kind that will push you into taking every corner with all of the grip that you can. And I like that about this car. This car stands out. And when you're thinking about it from the outside, this is also one of those cars that's so distinctly different in design. They'll make you turn your head every single time you park this car. And make no mistake, driving this car around, it turns plenty of heads. And that's something that people who are paying premium dollar, that's something that they want, don't they? So for all the things about its chicness, its rimless side view mirrors, I have to say, every time you look in the rear view mirror, you're reminded of the fact that it is quite a little bit compact. So for the most part, if it's just two people inside the car, one or two people driving around, it's not going to be an issue. But if you're stuck 3 adults in the rear, looking out the rear view mirror is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So in that regard, the digital rear view mirror would have been the cherry on top. Not to say that this car is horrible. This car is fantastic, to be honest. This is the first car that they brought in, and this is a great first car to bring into Singapore. So, is the Zeekr X a will buy, won't buy, or go try? Well, if you ask me, the Zeekr X all-wheel drive is a go try. It's plenty of fun, but at the moment, I just kind of feel like if you're not going all-out performance, just a little bit less is no problem at all. And that's why I would go for the single motor variant, which is slightly a bit cheaper, just a bit cheaper, but at the same time, its road tax is a lot more palatable. And it's no slouch as well, especially for roads like Singapore. But for the rest of the cabin, you still get Yamaha 13 speaker setup, you still get those ambient LEDs, and the design of the cabin, inside and outside. This is one of those cars that you just want to have. And to me, typically I like to look at value a lot, but for a car like the Zeekr X, I feel like the way that they've put together this car, it really is worth the amount of premium. Everything about this car just feels cozy and sophisticated, and that makes me want this car a lot. In addition to the fact that it drives well, it has a reliable range. Things like the fridge, it's a nice little kicker, but to me it's not that important. But I still like the rest of the car. Auto parking, all of this come together to form a nice little package. And that's why for me, even when you look at the competitors like the Volvo EX30 and the Smart, they are running on the same platform and they are at very competitive prices, especially in Singapore when they are represented by several other dealers. I feel like this is the one for me. And that's why to me, the Zeekr X is a go try, or will buy if you're looking at a single motor variant. Well, another one of the key benefits of having a car like the Zeekr X is its technology. This uses 5mm wave radars around the car for very precise measurements and sensors. Now, it's a bit hard to put into context, but things like this tells you that this car is a lot safer. And when it comes to the auto parking, you can tell that it's really quick, it reads a lot through its cameras, reading the sensors on the ground, and the way it adjusts into the lot is very quick and precise. So if you're not too familiar, after all, this car isn't that big, but if you're not too familiar, you're the kind of driver that needs a little bit of encouragement, the Zeekr X gives you that extra sense of safety. So that's it for our Zeekr X all-wheel drive review. What do you think? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Let us know down in the comments below. As well as any other car that you'd like to see us try out, do leave it in the comments and we'll read every single one of these. Now, if you've made it this far, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any of our future uploads. And lastly, do follow us on TikTok for the fun stuff. We are at Sgcarmart. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And just the way this cabin is.
Park the car, please.
Sorry, try me again.
你在录啊？No. Okay, wait.